Hey, I'm just getting ready to paint the inside of my large Louis Vuitton bucket bag. I'm doing the color, the shade is in Orchid. The color represents testicular, oh shoot. The color represents testicular cancer. My son has that, so I decided to deck my bag out in true lavender, well, orchid spirit for my boy because he's in the middle of his battle still. We're heading to Sloan Kettering at the end of the week, and hopefully things will start looking up. So I'm going to get started on this and show you what I'm doing and the steps. I'm going to go ahead and mix the calcium carbonate in with the paint first. I've explained that in full detail in other videos, so I'm not going to do all of that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and tape the pouch first. And what I'm doing, just to show you, I'm going to tape the zipper up so I can get underneath it and keep the zipper from dropping back down into that paint. Real quick, I want to show you what this looks like. I'm just wrapped it up and around. It may not be perfect, but as long as it, for the most part, it holds it out of the way, that's good enough for me, okay? There it is. Sorry, the lighting in here is kind of crummy. That's actually a piece of decopodge. I was practicing. I wanted to see how it would hold up, how it would wear once it dried, and I do like that. So I'll show you something in a minute that I'm doing with that. But I'm going in and I'm just Xing back and forth. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to do this through the whole thing. Make sure you get in your creases very well. You know, if there's a little tiny piece of that coating that they used to put on that peels back, this paint should help lay that back down flat again, and you won't see it. Ultimately, I want the bag to look clean and fresh on the inside, because we all know that these bags hold up incredibly well on the outside. So I'm just bringing life back into this bag on the inside of it. There's nothing more embarrassing when somebody says, "Oh, I want to see your bag," and then they look at the inside and they're like, "Oh, what happened there?" Oh, I don't know. Years of sitting probably in a very humid environment, and it got gross. So it got gross. That sounds good. Just going to do a little bit here and show you what this looks like. I don't want to explain it to death. If some of you need more details, write a comment and I will get right back to you. Like I said, we're doing a lot with my son with treatments now, so I have a lot of downtime sitting in waiting rooms and home, just helping him recover. I also still work doing hair, but my schedule is truly wrapped around his schedule right now. That's why I've been making so many videos. But I did see a really interesting technique done on one of our Facebook pages, and I would love to give the woman kudos for coming up with the idea. And when I find out what her name is, I will share that with you. But she actually used some type of tape to get some of the patina off rather than exfoliating it, and it looked really interesting. So we'll try that in one of my videos, and of course I will give her the credit for it because she was the mastermind behind that fantastic idea. If there's any other ideas that you guys are trying and you're camera shy and you don't want to put it out there, I'll put it out there for you. I think it's great that we're sharing ideas and working together. You don't find that a lot these days, and I think that's great when you do. The tape is working for you, that's great. I ended up taking the tape off because I felt like my fingers were taped together. I couldn't get in there and do what I wanted to do. So I'm still working on it, and you can see that it's getting there. Once that's done, I'm going to go in and do a light buffing on it and just let it dry and see what happens. My light source just changed. I turned a light on because it looked a little bit dark in here, and I'm hoping that this makes it look a little bit better. You can start to see that orchid color coming through. It's gonna look like Don't be scared. When you first do this, it looks like it's really blotchy, which it kind of is. Also kind of looks like suede, and I've talked about this in other videos, the nap of suede, and when you go in one direction, like when you're vacuuming, you go in one direction, you go back in the other, you can see the lines. If that bothers you, that doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, go in one direction. Just go in one direction with your painting, with your exfoliating, even with your buffing. You know, if you really are particular, it's something that you can do. I really enjoy doing this on the inside of these bags, and I myself, I have not had a problem with it. Again, I do check the videos frequently, and I have run into some other ones where other people had tried painting the inside of their bag and they did not have a very good result. I'm not sure if they're painting over the top of that that residue, or if they removed it first, or if they treated their fabric prior to, but I haven't really had any problems. I'm not sure if it's the calcium carbonate that's doing it for me. I do use a spray adhesive when I'm done, and I will explain that also and give you the list of everything I use. You guys know I share everything. I'm not holding back. I'm not keeping any secrets. I would hate to give you advice and have you try something and then tell me it doesn't work for you, because I do try and wear a bag after I've done something prior to putting this out there, because I don't want anyone to ruin their Louis. And like I said, these are the pieces that were so nasty, they needed it. My cousin came to visit this weekend, and she had an old little purse, I don't know the name of it, but it was cute, and I was like, oh, let me clean that up for you, and she was shocked. But I just did a few simple little things just to take some years off of that patina, and it made it look like it was a 5-year-old bag again. So I'm gonna keep going, and I'll let you know. It may not be a bad idea to have a few different lengths of paintbrushes, even if you were to take a brush and just cut it in half. I like the longer brush length to get inside the corners. When I get to the sides of this, I would probably prefer, because I have to choke up on the handle and get in there and detail it, but this side where the zipper is going to be a little bit tricky. So what you may want to do is take your fingers and just kind of go on the inside this way and hold it that way, and then get in there and paint it that way, like on the inside. So I'm working in this way. The angles can be tricky. I'm really loving this color though. Okay, I'm at the point now where I'm holding up the zipper and I'm cutting in the top. You can see that right there. I'm holding it. Oh, my nose itches. I'm holding it, and I'm just centering my finger so my hand doesn't shake on the inside of it. I'm cutting it in. This brush is not a great quality. I typically would prefer a better quality. I'm actually being kind of brave right now because I've already got a little bit of paint on this. I'm okay with that. I'll get it off. And you know something? I'll even explain to you what I'm doing with that. I find that you can do so much with these bags. It's unbelievable. It's like, I don't know, it's like restoring an old dollhouse. I just love it. There's something so satisfying about it. My sister's like, don't you think you deserve a new bag? I'm like, yeah, no, I think that why not bring life back into an old one? You know, especially if they wear and tear. I mean, I've had these bags for a few years, and I just keep doing things to them. I change it up a little bit, and I wear it again. So I find it really hard to go and buy a brand new bag when I'm very content carrying a bag that's a lot older and doing things to it to make it look new again. Once I have the bag where I want it, I'm gonna kind of go through and kind of bend the bag a little bit. I want that paint to have a little flexibility to it as it's drying. That does help flex the bag a little bit. And then occasionally I'll go back in and I'll just keep moving it and working it. It looks so much better already. This is not going to be the finishing technique though. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to start the bag itself. the big bag. That's just the pouch. Start with the base of the bag. I'm going to paint this part first, and then I'm going to paint into the seam. Let that dry. I'm going to go back to the pouch, and then I'm going to do each section, let that one section dry, and then go to the next. The bags tend to be filthy dirty, like dingy, even after I've soaked it and washed it and everything I've done to it. Prior to painting it, I might get my paint tape and just go over it real quick and lift up any lint that might be just laying there, or if you have pets, hair, anything, could be human hair. I'm trying to get that as clean as possible, and this actually does a pretty good job getting off any of that loose debris. Works well. So I did that with the tape. Throw that away, and now I'm going to paint this top section. I turn the bag right side out. I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to use my brush. You can use a roller if you want to. I'm not. I'm not in a rush. It's not a race. People have asked me, do you ever do these or do them for people and sell them? I would rather just give you the tools to do it yourself. Typically, if you're doing this on a bag, maybe it has meaning to you. It's something that you want to do. If somebody really wanted me to do a bag for them, I would, I guess, but it's not really I don't feel like I'm called to do that right now. I feel like it's just more of me giving some of my tips and tricks. Well, actually, I've given you all of my tips and tricks. I'm not holding back anything. And if somebody else can make a business out of it, kudos to you. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So that's where I'm at. When I'm done, I will show you what it looks like. You may remember from my first video, one of the reasons why I decided to go in with painting the bag, I was thinking more along the lines, I can't talk today, along the lines of recoating the bag, because once you take that coating off the bag, it's like t-shirt, it's flimsy. And I wanted that bag to have some stiffness to it again, to create more of a structure for the bag to help it hold its shape. Because when you have this without any structure in it, I feel like it's more stressful on the vachetta of the bag, and even the canvas. It pulls on it in ways that I don't like the way the bag wears and looks. So that's how I originally started doing this. I was like, I paint everything. Why can't I paint the inside of a bag? Hello. So I did it, and I loved it. My first bag has a koi pond in it. This bag is going to be done in glitter, so I will be posting that on my Instagram as well, which is Tanya LD. If anyone wants to follow that, you are more than welcome to. If not, my feelings aren't hurt. I have 21 subscribers, and I'm proud of that because I really didn't think I'd get any. So, and if any of you also make videos, will you please post it in the comment, and I will watch yours, because like I said, I love learning and sharing. So this is really cool. This is the inside of the train case that I'm getting ready to refinish right now. I did a base coat on this about 2 years ago, and it was just a quick job just to make it. I wanted to seal in the garbage. It was gross. I cleaned it once. I cleaned everything first, and then I decided that this bag is also going to be painted orchid for testicular cancer, and it's going to be glitter, because sometimes beautiful things come out of ugly cancer, and unconditional love is one of those things. So I'm going to do that with this bag as well, so you can see how that turns out. I'm probably going to exfoliate this as well. It has a deep patina to it. I kind of want to brighten it back up again. So I'll touch base on that a little bit. This handle is slightly different from the other bags I've done, so I'll go over that as well.